VeriFone Systems. It's the largest maker of credit card terminals, and it's planning to spend as much as $1 billion a year on acquisitions in emerging markets and in data services. Now, just last month, the company replaced Timberland in the S&P Midcap 400 index, Timberland being acquired. Joining me now for a CEO sit-down, VeriFone's Doug Bergeron. Good to have you with us on Bloomberg. Explain for those that are not familiar with VeriFone, that haven't swiped a card recently, what exactly has VeriFone been pioneering, Doug?
Well, we provide most of the point-of-sale technology that you see whenever you use your credit card. Things for debit cards, for using your credit card in a restaurant, and increasingly for mobile payments when you're tapping your phone. We're at tens of millions of locations worldwide, and our business is largely leveraged to the emerging markets where credit and debit cards are being used just for the first time in the last 10 years.
Talk, if you can, a little bit about using mobile devices as payment devices. What's the status, and explain how that's going to permeate the retail environment?
Well, the idea here is that the online experience that a consumer has when he shops on Amazon is a fairly rich experience. They know who you are, they know that you've been there before, they can prompt you with some suggestions for other purchases. But the offline experience in a store is fairly crude. They don't know when you're in the store, they don't know if you've bought there before, and there's not a lot of data that's able to be exchanged between the retailer and the consumer. So when you're using your smartphone in lieu of a credit card, there's at least an opportunity for a much richer dialogue to take place and other things to happen, such as coupons and offers, etc.
All right, Doug, that makes sense, but what about the build-out of the various networks from the consumer point of view, getting that kind of capability built into their mobile device? How long is that going to take?
It's not going to be overnight. I think many of the handset manufacturers have said that phones rolling out later this year and in the spring will have NFC capabilities, near-field communication capabilities embedded in the phones. There's already some from Samsung that are out on the street right now. And I'm optimistic that the consumers will, in their next replacement cycle of their smartphones, have this capability embedded in it.
Now, will this smartphone capability, will it leapfrog the technology of embedding certain types of consumer data in a microchip? For example, in the United States, we don't have those kinds of credit card facilities, but they are extensive in Europe.
They are. It's called EMV, EuroPay, MasterCard, Visa, and it's a chip on the credit card. I don't think so. I think the EMV initiative is alive and well in the U.S. Visa has recently said some very promising things about rolling it forward. We saw throughout Europe that credit card fraud went way down when EMV rollouts took place, and I think that could still very much happen. These two initiatives are really not at odds with each other, because there'll be a way to use EMV on a phone as well.
Tell us about your trend and your marketing ideas in the emerging markets. That's where you're going to spend money. Why?
Well, it's where the new middle class lives. We love countries like Turkey, like Brazil, the big cities of China, where the average age is 20, 25 years old. This is where real wealth is being created, real retail is happening, and VeriFone has made some big bets in those markets and will continue to do that.
Doug, does the value of the U.S. dollar versus some of these emerging market currencies, does that really make a big difference when you're eyeing an acquisition?
Not really, because the fact is what you're really looking at is volatility. At any point in time, you're buying domestic revenue and domestic profits, and companies such as ours with $1.5 billion, $2 billion worth of revenue in the future are able to navigate around that with currency hedges, et cetera. But when things are highly volatile, it makes managing it difficult.
And right now, is there a particular country you're focusing on? You mentioned Turkey. Is there going to be one in particular?
No, I mean, Turkey is a great business for us, Brazil and China, and all throughout Asia, Indonesia, Vietnam. These are countries that are seeing this rapid development of a middle class, and it's very exciting for our business.
I want to thank you very much. Doug Bergeron, he's the chief executive of VeriFone Systems, talking about his company's build-out in the emerging markets.